everyone. Okay, I'm late this morning, but I got a really good excuse. I probably don't. I actually have to leave the house, so I had to get all dolled up so that I can go and do a few things and have some important meetings today. Some very important meetings. So let me go ahead and move my microphone just a little bit closer so that you can at least pretend like you're hearing me. So I hope everyone is doing well. I'm getting set up over here. I'm coming to you live on Instagram over at Keep Up with Mrs. Jones and Facebook at facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. And that is MRS Jones. So what I'm going to do, got to share this out to a couple of folks. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. I went and bought lip gloss last night. All right. I don't know about you all, but every time I buy lip gloss, I lose it. So I went out and bought some more because I have been lip glossless for a while now, and it has been irritating me. And I have no idea where it is. Don't you hate when you just lose things and they're just gone? I mean, like seriously, just gone forever until you look in your purse like a week later and it's there. Yeah, that's me. So for those of you who are tuning in, for those of you who are going to come in, hey, Flourish Chiropractic Julia over in the UK. I hope everyone is doing awesomely well this morning. If I'm coming, yes, I am styled to the nines. That means I just put on some makeup. I realized with my new camera setup, I don't have a filter. I was loving that filter on Zoom. All right. So for those of you who are tuning in and I'm in your feed or you're listening to the podcast, thank you so very much. You are watching Ask the Budgetologist, and I am your host, Phylecia Jones, budgetologist and solopreneur money management expert. And yeah, I already told you what you're watching. I did my stuff out of order. Anyway, you're watching Ask the Budgetologist, and I come to you live every morning and I answer any questions you have around business, budgeting, and solo entrepreneurship. Hey, Jerry, how are you doing? And I give you tons of unsolicited financial advice. And today, we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why you are not serious about making financial changes. Ooh, yeah, we're about to step on some toes because we got to talk about money. That's what we do here on the show. And it's so fun every morning getting to hang out with Miss Julia over in the UK, and Angela and Jerry and Heather. And I know Ann comes in, Annette comes in. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun just getting up here and talking to you today. As you can see, I destroyed, for those of you who can't see, just imagine, I went and destroyed a Sephora counter last night looking for lip gloss and new foundation. And hey, the real Bumpa Prince over there on Instagram. So I come to you live here on Instagram at Keep Up with Mrs. Jones and over at facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones. And if you don't know yet, you can go to iTunes, Google Play Store, or Google Play Music, Player FM, and you can download the podcast and you could take me with you. Yes, I'm just like Prince. No, I'm not dead. I can just be taken with you. All right. We're going to talk about money today and the 5 reasons you are not serious, especially for my business owners out there. I'm going to give you the 5 reasons you are not serious about changing your financial life. And this is from my experience of being a money coach, coaching people on money the last 4 years, current clients, tons of speaking. I've hit over 70 stages at this point, and I'm going to give you some of the reasons why you are not willing to make changes in your financial life. And yes, Angela, lip gloss is life. Yep, it is life. And I love having some life on my lips because I was just dying. I was seriously just dying over here. All right. So I'm going to talk about some things. And of course, if you need me to help you through any of this stuff, all you got to do is go over to keepupwithmrsjones.com/jumpstart. and schedule a session. The one-on-one sessions that I'm having right now, they are $100, and the cost is going to go up the beginning of August. So go ahead and jump in. You can schedule out till January of next year. But I want you to get that in if you want to just save a few bucks. The price is going to go up because we are going to just change things up just a little bit. And Julia is saying, just had a meeting with my IFA. Pensions make me feel so responsible. Looking forward to hearing today's Ask the Budgetologist. Yes. And Julia, tell me what an IFA is. And I'm assuming it's kind of like a CPA, right? So we got to learn languages, and I got to learn English in different countries. There you go, folks. So tell us what an IFA is. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I know a lot of business owners, and especially for my business owners out there, and I'll talk to my 9-to-5 people. So many of us and so many of you, we're in debt. We're either very frustrated with where we are in business. Okay, an IFA is an independent financial advisor. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So we are either frustrated with where we are in business. Either we haven't made the money that we want to make. We're not making the money we want to make. I totally understand. Been there. Understand it. Either we are sitting here in debt, or we're just straight up frustrated. But we're not frustrated enough to do anything about it. And that's the key thing. Now, when I was getting through my journey of getting out of debt, coming out of college, I was making a lot of money working for the Navy as a research scientist. I was getting paid close to $100,000 and eventually over $100,000 a year. And I had debt. Credit cards were my drug of choice. And I always figured, oh, I got the money coming in. You only live once. Why not just spend it now? And there was no reason to change anything. I had no reason. I had no motivation to change anything about my financial life because money was coming in. I still looked good. I was doing all the things I wanted to do. I could travel. All I had to do was just get a brand new credit card and just keep going, pay one off, get a new one, and keep it stepping. That's what I did. That's what I did. And if any of you are listening to this and you got friends in this situation, please share this post out because quite a few of us need to hear this, even though some of us aren't ready for it. Okay. Oh gosh, I need to make my tea before I come on. I'm sorry. But what is happening is that I wasn't serious about making changes. Oh, I had a budget. I had spreadsheets. I had Mint. I had all the things. But I wasn't serious about it until one day I bought my condo. I used all of my money to get into a condo. I had just purchased a brand new car. It was $600 a month. I got this condo. I was paying about $2,500 a month. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just living the life because I got the money. I look good. I get to travel. I just taken a trip to Italy. And I didn't have any money. I was living day to day and paycheck to paycheck. I had about $300 to $500 in my savings account. And while I was sitting at the dinner table, my boyfriend was visiting, and we were having dinner. This is my husband now, so I don't have an extra boyfriend. Way too much work in my life. And we were sitting at the dinner table, and he looks up and he's like, "What's that?" And if any of you own a home or ever been in a home, or lived in a home, when you see water inside of your home, that's a problem. I had the biggest water bubble in the ceiling coming from the second floor down into the first floor. And at that exact moment, I knew I didn't have any money to pay for it. It was just like, out of all the things that I was floating through, I didn't have any money to pay for it. And I remember he asked me, like, what are you going to do about it? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to keep eating dinner. That is what made me change my financial life, because at that extreme moment, one, I was ashamed of where I was. I was ashamed of the fact that I was making a lot of money. I was ashamed of the fact that I have all these degrees. I was smart, and yet I can't even take care of a leak inside of my house. That is when I decided to make a financial change forever. And it's no different. And this mindset is no different when you're in business. At what point will you just get off your butt and say, you know, I'm done with this. I am so done with this. I'm done with being broke. I'm done with not making money. I'm done with being frustrated. And it's time for me to go do the work. So this is where you should be. If you are in those situations, if you're in that situation right now, you know what you need to do. We've talked about investing in coaching. We've talked about the programs. We've talked about using Google. We've talked about books and courses. You already know what you need to do. But I'm going to give you 5 reasons of why you are not doing what you need to be doing and why you are not serious about changing your financial life, especially for my business owners out there. All right, so get your pens and papers because I'm about to step on all of your toes. Hopefully you got 10 of them, because if you don't, that's interesting. Hey, Rebecca, how you doing? Hey, Joseph, how you doing this morning? All right. Hey, Nikki. All right. Here's the number one reason why you are not serious about changing financial life. You're comfortable. Yep. You're comfortable. That story I gave you, I was comfortable. The money was coming in. I was in no rush to pay anything off. I still did what I wanted to do. And okay, whatever. I got a little bit of debt, a little bit of credit card, whatever. When we going to Italy? When are we getting my next passport stamp? The fact is, you are comfortable. My business owners, especially my business owners who have a spouse that's paying all of the bills, you're comfortable. It is really comfortable when somebody else can cover the bills and you can just kind of la-di-da and take your time to get things together. Hey, Beatrice, how you doing? You're comfortable. I call this the married person disease, especially the married person disease when the married person has a good job and the other person is a business owner. You just take your time and you have money to spend and you know how to convince your spouse, oh my gosh, I need to invest in my business. But you're so comfortable that you don't get in and do the mucky stuff. Now, this is interesting. I found with some people, not all, it's very interesting when you're in a room of married folks, especially married people who have spouses that are taking care of all the bills, and single people. Single people know that nobody else is about to put food on the table. So they are like grinding away because they know what that feels like to be uncomfortable. They know that they're the only person who's going to pay the bills. There is no backup plan, especially those who don't come from a silver spoon. There's no mom or dad. There's no mom or dad to take care of anything. You got to get out there and just grind away and make it happen. So the number one reason that you might not be serious about making financial changes is you're comfortable. I want you to look at your situation right now. Hey, Mr. V, how you doing over on Instagram? I want you to look at your situation right now and ask yourself, am I comfortable? Like, seriously, are you comfortable? Are you working a 9-to-5 and a side hustle? And, the 9-to-5 is cool. I could just go back to that whenever things aren't going well in the business. Are you comfortable? Because when you're comfortable, you don't move. You've heard this saying, when you are inside of your comfort zone, nothing happens. All these big dreams you have, that's all they are. They are dreams. Nothing happens inside of your comfort zone. Nothing happens when you're comfortable on your comfortable sofa. Nothing happens when you are sitting in the lap of comfortable luxury when you're trying to make it big and do things in your business. So I want you to do a little bit of self-evaluation and ask yourself, are you comfortable? Because if you're comfortable, things don't happen. And I totally understand what it's like, because I got cursed out last year from a friend. She told me I was sitting here being way too comfortable. And Heather is saying the memory of single mom life still drives her to this day. So think about it. Think about it. Are you comfortable? And thank you, Angela. Angela says I look gorgeous. Girl. Fenty in the Sephora counter. Girl, you don't need a filter. You just need makeup. All right. That's the number one reason. Are you comfortable? Ask yourself, are you comfortable? Number two reason why you are not serious about making financial changes. You don't want to do the work. You just don't want to do the work. Here's what happens with a lot of people. I'm going to talk to people who are in debt. I'm going to talk to my business owners out there. Everybody sees the other side. Everybody sees the fame and glory of being out of debt, of having a lot of money, of being on the stages, of having a successful business. We all want to be there. We all want to be at step Z. We are all wanting to be at step Z. And thank you, Mr. V. He's saying comfort is a dream killer. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we all want to be at step Z. We're sitting very comfortably at step A. Some of us have maybe moved to step B, C, or D. But we see that we got a whole bunch of other steps to go. We're at 26 letters in the alphabet. We want to be at step Z. We're sitting at A and we see that there's 25 steps to go. And it's like, ooh, yeah, I didn't sign up for that. Like, what can I do just to get to step Z fast? Oh, let me guess what you do. You pay a lot of money to get there. You pay somebody $25,000 and don't do the work and assume that you'll get there. You hire all these folks that promise they'll get you to Z, and they give you a bunch of work, and guess what? You don't do it. Hey, Bethany, how you doing? We want to be at step Z, but we're sitting and we're comfortable. Yes, Mr. V, we are comfortable over here at step A, and we don't want to do the work. And we see the work. We see all the work. We see the friends that are just working their butt offs. We see the friends that got out of debt, and we saw all the steps that they did to get out of debt. We saw that they didn't go out to eat anymore. They weren't fun to be around. They didn't go hang out. They didn't go on vacations. And we're like, ooh, that sucks for them. I cannot live that way. Or we see the business owner that decided to get off social media and actually go do some work. And we're just like, but who's going to read my cute quotes every day and engage with me? Here's the thing. The reason why you haven't seen any changes in paying off your debt, the reason why you probably haven't seen any changes in your business, the reason why you haven't reached 6 figures, upper 5 figures, 7 figures, is because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to do the work, and the work is not cute. Now, if you've been watching my live stream, there are some days I come to you looking like a hot mess. But those are the days the work is done. Today, there's no work being done because I got to go do some other things. But you got to do the work, and that's probably why you are not making any changes in your financial life. So, and Mr. Mandela Madison Joseph, that's my friend Joseph, he says, I hear you, Heather, single dad memories. If it were not for Mrs. Jones, I couldn't have seen my way out. And yeah, I had to whip my friend Joseph into shape. So don't be comfortable, and understand that all these things that you want, they require work. And the work that I did to get out of my financial situation. So for those of you who are coming in late, I told the story of being in a house and overextending myself and a nice little waterfall in my living room. What I did was so drastic to get out of that situation. I put my house up for short sale. I took a project in another state. The house went up for short sale. I had 2 days to get out. Everything went into storage for about a year and a half. And I had to grovel to my boyfriend at the time. Hey, can I stay with you when I come back into town? Because I was on the road every 2 weeks. I had nowhere to stay, and I lived out of 3 suitcases. I cleared out my bank account. I paid off the debt. And that's what I did. That's drastic. That is some drastic stuff. But you got to realize that it takes some work. And no, it wasn't pretty. Oh, it wasn't pretty. The nails weren't done. The makeup wasn't done. I went au naturel for a long time. But you got to be willing to do the work. All right. If you got any questions around any of this, place them in the comment box. I got 3 more to go. Please share this out to folks who you know need to hear this, who you know need to hear it. So far, I told you the first reason why you're not willing to make any changes in your financial life is that you're comfortable. Second is you don't want to do the work. The third one is your mindset is getting in your way. Your mindset is getting in your way. And you're stuck in your mindset. Now, I understand. Now, you're going to hate me a little bit. I understand we have to go through the process. Hey, Diane, how you doing? We have to go through the process of understanding our money mindset. We have to work through it. We have to do things about it. We have to make changes. And it can be a slow process. But just to be straight up honest with you, it doesn't need to take 10 years to get out of your money mindset. Sorry. The way you see money, the way you hold on to money, the way you just pretend that money doesn't exist, it is getting in your way. And this is all in your mind. It's your mind playing tricks on you. Dun, 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 dun. Anybody like Goody Ma up here? Okay, maybe that's just me. Southern girl coming out. Your mindset is getting in the way. It is straight up getting in the way of you making changes. You're holding on to a lot of things. Well, my mom didn't do it that way. My dad didn't do it that way. I'm only waiting for a man to come and save me. I'm waiting for Mr. Prince Harry to come and marry me. He's already married, girlfriend and boyfriend. He's married. This is your mindset. You're hoping somebody else is going to come and do these things for you, or you are stuck with how you used to do things, or you're stuck with how your family did things, and you're stuck with, well, I didn't grow up that way. Like, well, guess what? You're 40 years old now. Yeah, you weren't 40 years old 40 years ago. Things are different now. When you are stuck in your mindset and you continue and you choose to stay in whatever mindset you have around money, around doing work, around getting off your butt and doing things, it's going to stick with you. So you need to work on that. You need to work on that and recognize that maybe there's something wrong here. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe there's a reason why I don't want to do my books and my business. There's a reason why I don't want to make those sales calls. This is your mindset playing tricks on you, okay? And Mr. V says, making yourself uncomfortable requires hard work. Being comfortable is so easy, and that's why most people choose this option. Yes, it is very easy to choose the option of being comfortable. And it's also, and it goes with your mindset. All right. You got to work on that mindset. It will get in the way, and it will get you in trouble every step of the way. Okay. So look at all those things. Look at all the stories in your head and go and tell yourself they're not true. Half the things in our head aren't true. And especially, and I'm going to go into the other side of the mindset. The mindset is that you expect yourself to be living a certain lifestyle when you can't afford it. You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people who have the mindset, well, I deserve a lot of things. I deserve a lot of things. I'm like, sorry, you're not Oprah and you don't have an Oprah wallet. Why do you think you deserve that? I understand you went and got a master's degree. That doesn't mean you deserve to be living like you're in a castle when you're not making money like you're in a castle. You better get that mindset in check. That mindset will get in the way of your lifestyle. It'll get in the way of you paying off debt. It'll get in the way of you running a business. Okay. Remember that. Hey, Bethany. Oh, Bethany. She's a goodie mobber. Thank you. I'm not the only one who doesn't know who goodie mob is. And Rebecca is saying, yeah, mindset is key in everything before changes occur. You're so right. You better nail down that mindset. You better look at your life and how you see life and how you see money inside of it. All right. Number 4. Now, this is a tricky one as to the reasons why you're not serious about making financial changes. You are afraid of success. Ooh, this is an interesting one. You are afraid of success. And let me kind of set up what this means. Well, if I become successful in my business and I make a lot of money, I'm going to lose my friends. People may not like me as much anymore, and I want to be liked. But now I got to pay taxes, and I don't want to pay taxes. So I don't want to make a lot of money because I don't want to pay taxes. Really? You'd be surprised how many times I've heard that from business owners. This being afraid of success is very interesting. It is because we see what's on the other side and we see what happens. So we may have a friend who went and became very successful in business. But along the way of that friend becoming successful in business, guess what? They don't talk to us anymore. They don't hang out with us anymore. They don't call us anymore. And we tell ourselves, well, I don't want to be that way. No, I don't want to be that way. When she became successful, she dumped all of us. So I don't want to be that way anymore. Oh, when she became a movie star, she doesn't talk to us anymore. You know what? When they got out of debt, they became prudes, and I don't want to be around them. And I don't want to be like that. So you know what? I'm good with where I am. This is a very interesting mindset. And this is the mindset of being afraid of success, because we want to go and compare our friends. We compare ourselves to our friends and we say, well, I don't want to be like that. So I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here struggling and hanging around other people who are struggling, because you know what? When they became a millionaire, they didn't talk to me anymore. Or you know what? My friend, when she made $200,000, she had to pay taxes. So I'm just going to be comfortable with making $50,000, and with my write-offs, I'm good. Do you know how much ASS backwards that is? And do you know how many times I hear this from people? I hear it so often, it drives me nuts. Like, seriously, the fact that you don't want to pay taxes for making money, that's what's going to keep you from making over $100,000? Or the fact that your friend didn't give you a phone call because they became successful, that's why you don't want to do that? All right, people, we can't live like that. I've seen people who were like, well, I don't want to be around people who got out of debt because you know what? Now that all they're doing is preaching about how great their life is. Yeah, I don't want to do that way. Hey, Mark, how you doing? My friend Mark up in Canada. He's in Toronto, right? How you doing up there? Hey, Sid. And Joseph's saying, I wish I could pay $50,000 in taxes. Yeah? Because that means you're probably making some money. Unless you did something wrong. And Julia is saying, all of these are resonating with me on some level. Hit the nail on the head again, Mrs. Jones. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So far, I got one more for you. Here's the thing. If you need me for anything, all you got to do is put your questions down in the comment box. If you need to schedule a one-on-one session, go to keepupwithmrsjones.com /jumpstart. Let's get on and let's do a jumpstart session because I know what all of this is like. I have been there. Trust me. I got a story for every last one of these tips I'm giving you. And so far, for those of you who are coming in late, I'm talking about the 5 reasons you're not serious about making financial changes in your life. So far, I told you that number 1, you're comfortable. When you're comfortable, nothing happens. And like Mr. V said, being comfortable can kill a dream. All right. Number 2, you don't want to do the work. All of us, we see step Z. All of us want to live in step Z on the stage, the $1 million, but we're sitting on our butts at step A and we see that we got a whole bunch of work to do and we just choose not to do it. We choose not to do it. We choose not to do the steps to get out of debt. We choose not to take the steps to lose weight, eat right, have a better, healthy life. We choose the steps to not do what it takes to become successful in business. Number 3, mindset. Your mindset is in your way. You're holding on to things or you're believing that you should be living a certain life. You believe that you deserve things. You need to get your mindset in check and you need to work on it and take some time for some real self-evaluation of where you are with your mindset around money, success, and your life. Because if you don't fix that, none of this other stuff will work either. All right. Number 4, you are afraid of success. This is a weird one because we see the outcomes of what people are like when they pay off debt, when they lose weight, when they become successful, when they make money. And because they are not the person that we like, and we just choose not to be like them. So we choose not to be successful. And we say to ourselves, we're afraid of being successful. All right. And the number 5 reason why you are not serious about making financial changes is you are afraid to let go. This one is basically all of the other 4, all wrapped in one. You are afraid to let go of where you are right now to go be where you should be. You are afraid of letting go of your friends. I've told you this, it's quiz time, people. If 7 of your friends are broke, who's the 8th one? If 7 of your friends are struggling in business, who's going to be the 8th one? If 7 of your friends can't get speaking gigs, who's the 8th one? If 7 of your friends refuse to invest in what it takes to get their business going, who's going to be the 8th one? If 7 of your friends refuse to get out of debt, who's the 8th one? I can keep going. 7 of your friends like to party, who's going to be the 8th one? It's going to be you. When you are afraid to let go of the things, the people, the places, or the environments that are not serving you in any way, shape, or possible, you will not make any changes. Let me say that again. If you are afraid to let go of the things, the people, the places, or the environments that are not serving you in changing your financial life, you're not going to make any changes. Okay? You are not going to make any changes. So it's time for you to really sit down and look at who is around you, who's in your circle. And I always say this wrong, but it's like you are the sum net worth of your 5 closest friends. And yes, and Mr. V is saying you're hanging out with the wrong crowd. Hanging out with a certain crowd will get you in trouble every time. All right. You are afraid to let go. For business owners, you are afraid to let go of what's not working. And people have been telling you for years what's not working. People have been telling me for years what's not working. And you are afraid to let go. Hey, Denise, how you doing? and you are afraid to let go of that, if you are afraid to let go of what's not working in your business, you're going to stay exactly where you are. You're going to have to let go. Sorry. If nobody's buying what you're selling, you need to let go. Now, if you're just not trying, now let's be very clear. If you're just being lazy and you're being too comfortable and you're not trying, don't do that. Go out and do more. But some of you, you know what's going on. You know deep down in your soul, when people have been telling you, yeah, not really interested. You know what's going on. You know you need to let go. If you are in a place, if you're living in an environment that just isn't working for you, the beautiful thing about living in the United States, and I know I have some folks who are watching from the UK, beautiful thing about living in the United Kingdom, you can move. You can move. And sometimes that means moving somewhere completely different, starting over. Sometimes that means moving away from family, because sometimes the family is not your biggest supporter. Whew, that's a hard one, folks. That is a hard one. It means moving away from friends. It means moving somewhere that will help you thrive. And that's the hard part about being able to let go. You're going to have to take some time to do some deep evaluations and look at where you are. Look at your numbers. I tell you this all the time. Your numbers will tell you what you need to be doing. Your numbers will hands down tell you what you need to be doing. Your numbers will tell you what's not working. Your bank account will tell you, all right, we need to make some changes. It is up to you as the CFO of your life, of your business, of your career, to listen. You have to listen, okay? And if you choose not to listen, you cannot be surprised where you are financially. At this exact moment, look at your finances and you cannot be surprised at where you are, because nobody else got you into that financial situation. Minus, okay, we're going to exclude like extreme things, okay? Extreme things. But right now, nobody else got you in your financial situation except for you. Every last choice that you've made, every last decision that you've made has led you to be where you are right now. And every choice and every decision that you make from this point on can lead you to where you need to go. It's up to you. I can't do it. I can't send you tons of spreadsheets. I can't beg you. I can beg. That's all I could do. But you're going to have to make that decision on your own. Mr. V says, I can relate to that. He's kind of moved a little bit to change his life. And Diane is saying, reassuring words I needed to hear this morning. As always, a great advice. Thank you, Diane. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And Mr. Joseph saying, hashtag starting over in Atlanta. Yes, he got up and just moved. Okay. And Angela saying, yes, Mandela, be the influencer leading a new set of 7 friends. Yes. Okay. I'm going back and looking at everything, be the influencer leading a new set of 7 friends. You know what? And, hey, Denise, like your emoji. You got to go make these changes for yourself, folks. Nobody else can do it for you. So I've given you the 5 reasons why you are not serious about making financial changes in your life. If you need help with anything, you know how to find me. You can go to keepopemrsjones.com/jumpstart. For those of you on Instagram, all you got to go and do is check the link in the bio. You can put questions down in the comment box. You can DM me. Whatever you need to do to make these changes. I told you about the change when I had to get out of my situation with my personal finances. I was up to my eyeballs in debt, and it wasn't actually a lot of debt. I was just addicted to credit cards. I had no money. I was living day to day. Couldn't afford to pay for a leak in my ceiling. Thankfully, it got taken care of. Had the expensive car note. I was living the life because my mindset told me I deserved all this. Seriously, my mindset told me I deserved everything. And boy, did I deserve what I got. On the other side of that, I did the hard thing. I put my house up for short sale. Ooh, you talk about taking a hit on credit. I took the biggest hit of my life on my credit report. Took the biggest hit. I was semi-homeless, not to make fun of anybody who's homeless, but I went, thank you. I did hang pictures. I went semi-homeless. I was living out of a suitcase for about 1.5 years. I cleared out in my entire bank account. I paid off the debt. Where I am now, I have a net worth of over $800,000. I have no debt. I have a mortgage. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have a better relationship with money, and I don't mind talking about it. And I honestly, I don't mind talking about it, and I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to sit down and do what I need to do to get this business going. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time for me to pay attention to the things that aren't working. But I also know that, I'm not afraid to do the journey, because this business game is a journey. So hopefully I was helpful for you today. Hopefully this was something that you needed to hear to just get off your butt. Go be serious about making these financial changes. They are not going to happen overnight. And I'm telling you, every decision that you make right now, every choice that you have made have led you to here. And it's the same. The decisions you make today, you'll see the reward and benefit of them sooner or later. And that's what we don't want. We want good rewards, not bad rewards. Okay. So if I can help you, let me know. I have to take off because I got to go do some things this morning. If you love what you heard, please leave a review. You can leave a review here on facebook.com/Keep Up with Mrs. Jones, or you can go over to iTunes and leave a review if you're listening to the podcast. If you just want to send me a testimonial video, if you send me a testimonial video, I swear you're going to be on the front page of my website. But whatever I can do to help you, please, please, please let me know. All right. Let me know whatever I can do. For those of you who are tuning in, just a quick PSA before I tune out. August 12th, we're going to do podcast week. I'm going to talk about podcasting, the benefits, how you can launch, leverage, and land speaking gigs using your podcast. Basically, we're going to do an overdrive of how to feed your budget through using your influence to get out there and let people hear your voice. Okay. That's what we're doing. If you're in the Denver area, I have to remember these things. I'm speaking at WordCamp in about a week. Next Saturday, I'm going to be at WordCamp Denver. It's $20. Just got an announcement. They've added in breakfast along with lunch, along with a party, along with food at the dinner. $20 to get some of the best content of your life and to hang out with some of the coolest people. I promise you, you do not want to miss this event if you're in Denver. I'm off to Podcast Movement next week, so the show is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be on the road, so trying out a few things. So, and because of the time change, I'm going to have to come from my phone, and the phone is always just wonky. So that's what I have going on in the next few weeks. I'm probably we're going to do a few things. And behind the scenes Saturday, I'm going to tell you what's going on behind the scenes Saturday, because I'm going to have to do a little bit of radio silence. Ooh. Yeah, that's my Navy terms coming to you. All right. For my folks here on Instagram, I appreciate you. Miss Julia at Flourish Chiropractic. Julia, you can go follow her on Instagram. And for Mr. V_senior, you can follow him on Instagram too. He's my other money nerd. Going to see him at FinCon and do some amazing things there. So we're going to hang in FinCon in September. So take care for those of you on Instagram. Take care. Happy budgeting. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Oh, I forgot. What are we talking about tomorrow? Tomorrow, the processes are your secret weapon to making money. Ooh, processes. Oh, they suck and they're boring, but they help you make money. So we're going to talk about that. See you bright and early tomorrow morning for my Instagram folks. Bye. For those of you who are still here on Facebook, and of course, for those of you who are listening to the podcast, I appreciate you, every stinking one of you, for being here. And I just lost my feed. There you go. I appreciate you for being here. Hey Chris, is it Chris or Chris? I like that. I like the spelling. If I can help you in any way, all you got to do is let me know. And Miss Heather is saying when the pain of your current situation is greater than the pain of changing, you'll do what it takes. Ooh, that's a great way to sign off. Heather, you're great with the sign offs lately. So I'll repeat that. When the pain of your current situation is greater than the pain of changing, you'll do whatever it takes. And that is so true. That is so true. So thank you all for being here. Chris, Joseph, Bethany, Heather, Diane, Angela, Denise. Who else is here? Mark, Sid, Beatrice, Rebecca. Thank you so very much for being here. If you're watching later, and Jerry, can't forget Jerry. If you're tuning into the replay, thank you so very much for being here. I'm here to help you. So take care. Happy budgeting for those of you listening to the podcast. Whatever I can do to help, just let me know. Have an amazing day. And yes, lip gloss is life. See you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye.